welcome to The Print. This is Triya Gulati, and my guest today is someone who has instilled a fear in all of us, someone who has made us scared to death, and that probably is a perfect testament of how well he has executed his role as Babu in Prashant Roy's Raakh on Amazon Prime. Well, I know you all have guessed it right. I am talking about Akash Makhija. Akash, welcome to The Print. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for such a lovely introduction. Yeah, it's been last what 10, 12 days. Wherever I go, people introduce me the way you did. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's all been happening. I'm just enjoying all of it, whatever is happening.
Now today when you step out, and I'm sure people who have watched the series, they would approach you for a picture or to just have a conversation, a selfie, or whatever. What is the review that you get from your fans now?
Yeah, most of them though, like by the first look, they first try to reconnect that, oh, we have seen him somewhere, and then there is this sudden jerk of, oh shit. I remember, man, I think I was outside Mithibai in Mumbai. I was having Anand stalls with Frankie, and then there's this lady who was looking at me for a while, and she suddenly bursted into Bapre, and she did that, and I'm like, hello, ma'am, like yes, I am that actor who played, and then she called her daughter, and she's like, Arey, Papa. I'm like, ma'am, please. I mean, I am the actor who played that. I'm not that guy. But yeah, this is like, this is the real, I would say, the review you get it through the reactions of the people. They come to you, they even want a picture with you, but at the same time, they are scared of you. Then I
I
have
mean,
to
I
tell.
mean, honestly, Akash, as a villain, if the audience walks out of the theater hating you, that's when you know that you have done the job right.
Yeah. I mean, that is. I mean, this was a conversation between me and my wife also. The very first day, even she had the similar reaction. The
Mhm.
day one, I remember giving press interviews. The day show release, she was in the hotel room. As soon as that ended, I'd gone to her and she was crying because she saw the episodes. She's now viral. She told me that. I started recording, recording her. I thought ये
Yeah.
पहला review होगा मेरा.
Mm.
So she was like, I won't let you touch me and all of that. And this was like, okay, wait, what? Because अभी तक मैंने नहीं देखे थे. I only saw two
हाँ,
episodes. Yeah, because वो screening पे जो देखे थे वो दो ही episode देखे थे.
हाँ.
So this was the case. So yeah, by first 2 days only I got to know, okay, this is the reaction now. So yeah, I'm happy I did my job.
Yeah. Also, Akash, you have been around for a while, but still with this series, it looks like, oh, we have got a fresh face.
Yeah.
Right. So, you have been around, you have had a journey which was full of highs and lows. There was a lot of struggle and all. And all of a sudden, Raakh happens, and overnight there is like this surge in popularity. How did your Instagram blew up after Raakh was released?
Yeah, I mean, I think by the night the show released at 12,
Yeah.
in the night, day one was still okay. Day two, it started to suddenly boom. I see that, whenever I open my Instagram, there are like 150 DMs. There are like, most of the people who are congratulating me, I miss their messages.
Mm.
The people who are from the industry, I kind of happened to text them back after 3, 4 days. So I also don't want to come across as someone who is rude, is not replying back.
Yeah.
But then it's all of a sudden now. Like whenever I open it, I don't know who to reply and what. Matlab, my family and my wife has this complaint with me that I'm on my phone all the time now. But then I just want to tell them that, look, this is what is being happening. I'm here since last 14 years, but this is the first time something like this is happened with me.
How many followers did you have before Raakh was released?
I think some 10, 12,000 followers. Now
And now?
I've crossed 70. So I think and also I'm not someone who makes a lot of content. I just whatever my work is out there, I just put it there, and my
Yeah.
personal pictures and all. I'm not into content creation. I'm not into making a lot of reels. So I always thought, ठीक है, I want to come across as someone, ठीक है, I want to grow this way. I want to grow as an actor.
Right.
So I always kept it that way. But then, the one show comes out, and then actually what happened is that another show also came out, na, Gram Chikitsalaya. So now
Yeah.
what has happened is that there is this reel which is viral, by the way, same actor. So
Yeah.
it's everywhere now. People are kind of,
And that
I
also shows your range, basically. That,
yeah, I spoke to a girl for 20 minutes, a friend of friend, and she said she saw Raakh and all of that. Then I told her that you also watch Gram Chikitsalaya, it's good. She said, no, I watched Gram Chikitsalaya. You were not there in Gram Chikitsalaya. I said, I have played Gobind. She was like, you're Gobind. And this is after talking to her for 20 minutes.
yeah.
Like, so people can't, I mean, it's a win for an actor, if you do that, it's a
That's
win
true.
for an actor.
That's
So yeah, I mean, even though I was there, since I was in Bulchuk Maaf, I was there in Bhaiya Ji, I was there in Nirmal Pathak ki Ghar Wapsi, but then,
If one show comes and it just turns your life upside
yeah,
down.
I think it's also the attention spam right now. The
Yeah.
people watch there's so much of out there, na. तो लोगों को याद नहीं रहता है इतना. But then,
But also, Akash, would you agree that why Raakh also stood out was the story is something
100%.
that resonates, like it happened. I mean, when I spoke to your co-actors, when I spoke to
Yeah.
Ali as well, they said that this film is not directly based on that incident, but somewhere it does draw that inspiration. And when you watch that film, it gives you a, if you have studied, if you have read even, like 10% about the Rangabila case, it it sort of, you are able to reconnect it, right? You're able
Yeah.
to connect the
Yeah.
dots. Now I
Yeah.
want to understand from you as an actor, how difficult was it to get in the skin of Babu? Like, because he is so unhinged, you don't know what he might do,
Yeah.
because he is basically capable of doing anything and everything.
Right, right. No, so this is, I mean, when I got the brief, I was told not to read anything about Ranga or Billa in that case. Because I was the last to join the cast. Someone else was playing Babu before. I was not the first choice for that. Okay, so
Oh,
yeah, I was the last. I think there were 800 auditions which happened. Then there were 14 shortlists. Out of those 14, there were three shortlists, and out of
did
those
you make
three,
it to the 14
I make it to the 14. I was in
and
the
three?
14. In the three also I was there. But
Okay,
then they went with somebody else. But then
okay,
again, they did, I don't know what happened. They did some mock shoot and it didn't work out. And then I was again called for it. Then I again auditioned for it.
okay.
Then I came. So I came on board after, I mean, you would say a, a night, I got this script. Next day was my reading. So मैंने तो story भी नहीं पढ़ी थी. I had no
Oh,
clue about the story. I only had two scenes in the audition. मुझे उतना ही पता था because I was not in that liberty to ask कि क्या कहानी है, मुझे पहले कहानी सुनाओ मैं फिर. I mean,
right.
we don't
Yeah,
get that, right?
true, true,
So but मुझे इतना पता था कि okay, ये दो खूंखार अपराधी ढूंढ रहे हैं and in the whole of आराम नगर, as they say,
true.
3 महीने से auditions चल रहे थे इसके. So I was very happy to to get something like. But when I read the script, so I stay in Kalyan, it's in the outskirts of the Mumbai. So while traveling in local train for the reading, I was reading the script in the train in local train, and I was like, oh my god, is this I'm going to play? And I had no clue who is the cast. I have no clue Ali Fazal in the show. I had no clue who's Ali in the. This my reaction, whatever was there, was in the reading. When I opened it at the first time, and I am unable to say my lines because I think what was your reaction watching the show was my reaction reading the script, and I am someone who is about to play this character.
Hmm.
So but then I like kind of had few sessions with Proshit. I had a whole of the workshop session after I came on board. So what we both planned is that okay, let's do one thing. Let's first of all make him believable that he's part of society. Let's not make him a villain of a film, you know. Let's, because इसको body वॉडी नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं. If you see,
Huh.
he's very lanky
Yeah,
fellow, okay.
yeah,
But why it creates the terror now when you feel that someone like Babu could be around you. When you feel that, you
yeah,
feel the all
exactly.
the chills and shivers inside,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So I always wanted to put it someone I've seen in local trains. I've seen somewhere around me when I was growing in boys' school. I was in a government boys' school. You have seen so many brutal things happening in our school. I
Yeah.
have seen what they do with that that rounder they say, the compass.
The
I have
compass.
seen people stabbing in the schools in the with the compass down in the school. I've seen all of that. So I'm not saying that Babu was that. I'm saying that it's a mixture of all my observations.
Right.
At the same time, I had this perception that Babu is not human. He's mixture of multiple animals. Like he could be tiger, he
Yeah.
could be someone like snake जो निकल जाएगा या डस लेगा. He could be like cow. जब वो रज्जो को मैनिपुलेट करना है तो गाय बन जाएगा वहां पे, राइट? तो कब कौन सा एनिमल इंस्टिंक्ट कब बाहर निकालना है, आई हैव टू चूज दैट, राइट? So let's not make him human. Let's make him a very unpredictable animal. Like,
Right.
I think the biggest asset Babu has is that his nature of being unpredictable.
Unpredictable. That's true.
you
That's
you
true.
don't know when he's on screen what he'll do next. That even I think I got a lot of DMs when there was a scene with Jimmy when I pick up the dog. A lot
Yeah.
of people thought the other way. I got a DM from a girl saying, I am on this episode, we have just picked up a dog, please tell me if you're gonna kill that one, I'm not going to watch the show. So I mean, this is what I'm saying. So to make him look very unpredictable was a very biggest of the gateway, I would say, that I had from this script. And then I, as an actor, I've been working since last 14 years. I
Hmm.
always believe that every character has a sound. So I started thinking how he'll sound. I started thinking how he'll walk. you know I feel someone who is so dominating would not spend so much of energy while he'll talk. His dialogues would just flow, you know. So then all of this comes in. So yeah, and then you have, obviously you have references of cinema also. You have seen a lot of, I've seen Jeffrey Dahmer, I've seen Mindhunter, I've
Yeah.
seen Raman Raga, I've seen all of that. But then also the idea was to not compare, I mean, not make a replica of something, but
Because
but
that's but because I was about to, cut you right there, that even though you have watched those villains, but Babu is a villain that sort of stands out. Like, you have not seen anything like him
yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah,
Someone so unhinged, someone,
yeah,
I mean, of course, villains are meant to be unpredictable, but so
right.
unhinged and so unpredictable, and there is no remorse on his face, no matter. Like Rajo is still like, he understands pain, he gets scared, but Babu, like in his dictionary, remorse, regret, pain, and all
Yeah,
these things don't exist at all.
100%, 100%. I mean, this was also, the credit goes to all the, I mean, both Sandeep Anusha for writing him, because
Yeah,
I think it was, everything was there on the script. I didn't had to think a lot about it. It's written that way. You obviously, when the actor comes on board, he will bring his own nuances and everything. That is a different case. But then to write something like that on, he's out and out, जैसे दैत्य बोला है ना उसके एक एपिसोड में,
yes,
दैत्य, he is that he doesn't come with the baggage of इसके साथ बचपन में बेचारे के साथ ऐसा हुआ था. Nothing has happened with him, if you
yeah,
see that. So लोगों से उसको sympathize भी नहीं करवाया गया है किसी भी
that's
वे से.
true. Yeah.
So I think
But I think
credit
the
goes.
only soft side you ever see of Babu is when he's with Rajot.
Yeah,
Sometimes, like,
yeah, yeah,
only a
yeah,
few moments, because most of the time he's trying to manipulate even when he's like, calm. But still, I
yeah.
think that, the soft side you see when both Babu and Rajo are sitting and like,
Near the Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So because he has been with Rajo throughout, and on the other side, if you see, Rajo is actually in the whole of the show is trying to win Babu, because he is a
Yeah.
failure in his own life. So
Yes.
he has this one person जो लगता है मेरे को बाबू से जीतना है, like. I want Babu to feel proud of me.
Yeah.
Rajot, but when in the end you see even he kind of backs out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a very good combination of having two such characters going on a hunt, because one is like completely submissive who wants to, he's a what Til Chatta was the episode. He's a
Yeah.
cockroach.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there is someone who is a like mixture of multiple animals. Like,
Yeah.
So it's the combination has also worked.
Right. And how about working with, how was your experience on working with Ali Fazal?
Yeah, so we only had like very limited scenes,
Yeah.
but then I remember whenever we both were on the set, we had a ball. I think he is not someone who would behave like someone who has been in the industry and all of that. He would crack those jokes. He
Mhm.
would be as lame as possible while, in a talking about the humor. He has a crazy kind of a humor, and the
Okay.
banter was going on the set. Also, I remember I was engaged at that time. I just got engaged. So in my vanity, I remember there was this huge cake, and I'm finding on the set, yaar, kisne bheja hai cake? Then I got to know that Ali has sent this cake, and this is in the very initial days of the shoot. So I was like, yeah, that's how you know people. Ki aap, like I can't do anything for him. But even after that, if someone is doing this thing
Right.
for you, it tells a lot about a person. I always say that there are some people जो अच्छा बनने की acting करते हैं, and
Hmm.
there are some people who are really good. I would feel like Ali is one of those. Like whenever he was on set, I had fun.
Right. And that scene where the both of you have a combat, how did you go about executing that scene? Were there any, like, did you have any nerves on?
Yeah, I mean, credit goes to our action director also for that. Salam, sir, because I think there was a lot of use of the Guddu Bhaiya came out of him in that scene,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, so there was, I think there was a banging on the door. Then there
Yeah.
was beating all of that. So I mean, I took it as a scene. We went as a script, but then I mean, kind of always coordinate before the scene that how we gonna do this, because in action it's very important for two of the actors to align, because otherwise वो हड्डी वड्डी टूट सकती है उसमें. तो yeah, I mean that scene was more about physical. So I think that was we did it in like one or two goes. We did it, nothing more than that.
Okay. And Akash, talk to me about your journey. Like you just now said that you studied in a government school. From
Yeah,
there, you ventured, like, you wanted to be an actor. And
yeah,
if I'm assuming right, you always wanted to be an actor, right?
yeah. Always like
And
I
then
was.
you have been working in the industry, silently doing your work, honing your craft, and now having Raakh as this milestone moment. How are your, like, what was the reaction of your parents, and how do you personally reflect? Did you have a moment where you reflected back on your journey, on the struggles, on everything?
Yeah, I think so. I was what 60 years old when I thought I want to be an actor. I saw this film Hera Fairy, and
Oh,
Paresh Rawal का जो character था Babu Rao, I used to just mimic him all over. That's how I got to know that okay, I'm expressive as a kid, and parents got to know okay, yeah, he's very. I never had stage fear. I would, if someone would ask me perform, even as a 6-year-old boy, I used to go on the stage and I used to perform. Okay,
right.
so I had that in me, but then growing up in Ulhasnagar and no family background of like from this
Yeah.
industry. So हमेशा ये लगता था कि यार okay, maybe one day when
Mhm.
I'll join some acting school and then I'll go. But then I always believe that life takes you where you're destined to be. And then I never got into any acting school. I never got into any. I've never even done theater before. So I think first year, BMM, I pursued my bachelor's in mass media from National College Bandra, and then I started traveling from Ulhasnagar to Bandra every day for college. And I remember the day one of college, I won that Mr. Fresher. And then that's how I got to know that okay, in Andheri auditions happen. And then I kind of found a way. I used to travel every day from Ulhasnagar to Bandra, and then from Bandra to Andheri for auditions. And I used to come back in the night home. So I did that for around 3 years. I gave every audition. I knocked every door, because I never had plan B. I thought यही है जो है. And in the initial days, I thought that okay, I'll give it 2-3 years of my life and let's see where it goes. 2 साल बाद तो समझ आया कि अच्छा ऐसे होता है. 2 साल तो उसी में लग गए.
Right.
And then, with every ad or with I did a lot of episodic shows. I did V Gumrah. I did, MTV, so many, fiction shows on MTV and all of that.
Right.
I've been doing that. I did Crime Patrol. Like, I kept doing that. Whatever money was coming in at that time gave me hope to sustain more in this. I, again, kind of, you can say every money which was coming in, I was buying years. I was like, हाँ, एक साल और कर सकता हूँ, मैं एक साल और कर सकता हूँ.
Right.
Then पता ही नहीं लगा that when that struggle, I started to I feel I started to enjoy that process. I never, obviously that was there in the mind, yeah, I want to reach here, but then that process itself was giving me kind of that different kind of a kick, going for auditions every, let's see इस audition में क्या होता है. Even if I don't used to get selected, I used to feel so happy that that casting director thought of me, that I can audition for this part. So there are so many projects where I have auditioned and someone else have got the part and they are stars now. So I have auditioned. It's not that I've not. But then
Like what were some of those projects that you missed out on?
yeah, I think I had auditioned for Sky's Pink, for Rohit Saraf's part. I've auditioned for, you can say that Dear Zindagi again, for again Rohit Saraf's part. And then there was this Rajshri film. I remember I got that film and then I was replaced by somebody else. So all of this has happened. But then again, I've always been a working actor. I've never, I think hardly there have been a time where I was home for an year or something. There was this phase. But apart from that, I've had a very practical approach in this industry. So I've done TV also. I did 2 sitcom shows. I earned a lot of money from there. It gave me more years to survive. I did a lot of ads. And then got into OTT with Nirmal Pathak Ki Ghar Wapsi. That show gave me a lot of critical acclamation from directors and everybody. It didn't commercialize that, I think, that much. But then the same director, Rahul Pandey, it was his first show. It was my first as OTT. We became very good friends. Then his second show was Mamla Legal Hai, which was very huge hit. Then again, he came on board with TVF for Gram Chikitsalaya. Then I came on board for that. So everything is kind of, I see, is connected. So yeah, I mean, you have to kind of step into every ladder to reach there, because otherwise it doesn't
Akash,
work.
for me, the most surprising part of this conversation was that when you were explaining me how you got into the role of Babu, uh, you you were very technical about it, even with something like how he should walk, or
Yeah,
how he should sound, or how
yeah,
you brought that character. And I don't know, I just assumed that either you have done a lot of theater, or you have
yeah,
you have been to a acting school.
yeah,
But you
yeah.
haven't, like, you haven't
No.
taken both those routes. So where, like, do you think that this trusting the process, your approach of
So
trusting the process taught you?
So I think whatever I've learned on sets. I've been on sets. Okay, I always believe I'm a camera actor. Okay, I've been around the cameras for the most of the time. Also, I believe this particular medium, OTT and cinema, is a director's medium. You are just a way to tell a story. Okay, so if whenever I approach a character, I believe I'm a very instinctive actor. I go by my instinct. Okay, I don't internalize a lot, because I feel if I internalize a lot, like there are two ways to approach it. It's like you either become the character or you pretend. I feel acting is truthful pretending. It's not that you have to become the character, because especially I feel in this medium,
Mm-hmm.
because on set, if my director wants me to perform the scene in another way, and if
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck thinking, no, I've internalized this way, then I won't be able to perform.
Pretend, yeah.
And right now the logistics are such that you have to deliver the show in like 70-80 days. We shot the show in 70. So I don't have the liberty to internalize a lot on set if the daylight is going, and if there is, we don't have this location on the next day, then
Yeah.
we are stuck. So this is the thing. So you have to deliver on the right time at the right place.
Hmm.
So this has been the case, and whatever I've learned on set. So, and I always, like, I remember one of the producers telling me कि यार तू ना ड्राविड मत बनना, तू 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 सहवाग ही बनना, because you know what, तू just go with your instinct, because whatever your
Right.
instinct is ना, तू सही करता है. So I mean, obviously there is a thinking process,
Yeah. Sure,
there is a
sure, of
lot
course.
which goes behind it, but I always believe in my instinctive process. Like, when I'm in the middle of the scene, I do something and then I think, यार अभी मैं वापस नहीं कर पाऊंगा, ये हो गया मुझसे उस
ये
टाइम.
हो गया.
But I'm so grateful that I was aligned with Proshit throughout
Yeah.
this series, because I don't remember there was a scene where we both were stuck.
Right. In fact, I know we are running out of time, so I would
Yes.
like to close this conversation
Okay.
again with a question
Yes.
related to your character.
Hmm.
What was that one scene? Because like throughout the series, there were so many scenes that were
Yeah.
very intense, especially involving
Yeah.
you. What
Yeah.
was that one scene that was the most challenging for you to execute?
I think the last episode, that scene inside the car, because I think we were doing it again and again. You saw it for the maybe, the one time or something, but we did it multiple times. And then it also involves 4 actors collaborating on the scene,
Yeah.
right? So there was a lot of action going on. There was, and I remember people crying on set, watching us performing. So
Yeah.
that kind of gave me chills, and I think that was very difficult to perform. So I would say that scene.
And what do you think about the ending? Leaving an open end that what
The
if
the
the kid,
alternate the
yeah,
alternate
the
reality you're
alternate
talking.
ending. Yeah.
Even when I read it on script, I knew it that this gonna just stab people's heart, because I think ऐसा नहीं होता तो ऐसा होता.
What if, like, what
Yeah,
if
yeah. It leaves a mark on in your heart. I think most of the reviews, I think even even when my wife, when she was on the last episode, I
yeah,
remember she was crying the most on that specific scene.
that
So
specific.
I think you are completely right. That last bit was very. I mean, it's happy. It actually, you see, it's one of the scenes where you have it gives you a happy
It's a bittersweet.
glimpse.
It's a bittersweet ending.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it was there. So I would say, yeah, I mean, it has, you're completely right. It has affected everyone. But then it also gives you this, this could have turned like this also.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that was the scene. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Akash, and all the best for your future projects.
Thank
And
you.
I
Thank you.
hope we catch up soon for
Yes,
another film,
100%.
for another release.
I just hope,
And
yeah.
I'm actually very excited to look forward to what else you have to offer uh, to us.
I just hope all this appreciation turns into work and we get to,
Definitely.
interview again like super soon.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah, yeah.
definitely.